This week, I head to one of Asia's poorest countries and one of its least visited in search of banned Chinese planes. Old, rattly, falling to pieces, and well, that's just me after this adventure as we begin our journey here in
Bangkok in Thailand. I'm off to somewhere today, super excited. It's somewhere that I've planned to go 4 times now, and every time ended up having to cancel for one reason or another, but today we are off to the least visited country in Asia, and to get there we've got to fly on something a little bit interesting. So first things first, I've got to go and check in for my flight. I'm flying on Laos Airlines tonight, who are the national airline of the country of Laos, a little tiny country not too far from here.
Laos, stupid! It's a landlocked country in Southeast Asia. It's between Vietnam and Thailand, okay?
First things first though, it was time to check in and I headed to the Laos Airlines check-in desk.
Hello, thank you.
Hong Kong. Today boarding gate D1A, boarding time 7:55. Start boarding your seat number. Okay, the emergency exit low.
Perfect,
And you have
thank
to pass
you.
immigration over.
Nice one, thank you very much. Have a good night. Thank you. Hello. Thank you. Alright then, we're all checked in, finally. We're all through security, finally. And now we're airside at Bangkok Airport. I've got about 20 minutes till my flight boards after all that. According to the signs, I'm 7 minutes from my gate, but I do need coffee. So we're going to try and find a Starbucks on the way through because I cannot function on no caffeine. So I got in last night on Starbucks Airlines and I got to my room at about midnight last night. It's now 6 o'clock in the morning. I've had like 4 hours sleep. Got up, come through to the airport. Just need caffeine to get me through now. That's the only thing. Surely they've got a Starbucks here in Thailand. Hi. Can I get an iced vanilla latte, please?
Ice vanilla latte. You want big size or small size?
Big, please. Thank you. Right, thank you. Have a good day. So I've got 3 flights to take over the next sort of 24 hours, and each one of those is on Chinese-built planes. Over in Laos, they have a few Airbuses, but that's about it. And most of the time, if you want to take a flight there, well, you've got to fly on something Chinese. So we've got not 1, but 3 Chinese flights to take. The first one on the national airline, Laos Airlines, on a Comac C909.
QV446 bound for Vientiane right now, ready for boarding. 215, please board to the aircraft first, thank you. โปรดทราบข่าวประกาศจากสายการบินลาวเที่ยวบินที่ QV446 ขณะนี้เครื่องพร้อมแล้วจะออกเดินทางไปยังเวียงจันทร์
Now with the C909 being a regional jet, we had to get on a bus to head to a remote stand, but when we pulled up we found a nearly brand new Comac C909, delivered new to Laos Airlines just 6 months ago.
Hello, somebody thank you.
Just like the MD-80, there's a couple of rows of business class and then the rest of the cabins in a 3-2 configuration. But my seat was right down the back today in row 22, and there was a very good reason for that. Alrighty then, welcome on board the Comac C909, originally called the ARJ21 Golden Phoenix. Sounds a bit like my local Chinese restaurant, although I don't think we're going to get any sweet and sour pork tonight. It's a Chinese knockoff of the McDonnell Douglas MD-80. It stems back to the 1980s. China used to build the MD-80 under license for McDonnell Douglas, the American manufacturer in China. Now that agreement broke down at some point. China stopped building the MD-80, but they kept hold of the designs and the tooling, and miraculously a few years later they managed to develop their entirely original ARJ21, which bears no resemblance at all, of course, to the MD-80. No resemblance at all. Hey, what it does give us is a really cool aircraft type to fly on here in Asia, and I've got about an hour tonight on this run with Laos Airlines all the way across to Vientiane, the capital city of Laos, and I've got probably the best seat in the house. It's an exit row right down here at the back, a ton of leg room, and I've got a really good view of the front of the engine right at the side of me too. And so with the engines fired up and most of the passengers sitting down, it was time to say goodbye to Bangkok. Now, one thing I did notice was that the C909 does climb out unnervingly steep from the airport. I seriously thought that we were going to run into problems, but we made it fine to our cruising altitude for our flight across to Vientiane. The flight to Laos took us north out of Bangkok with a flight time of about an hour, cruising at 35,000 feet.
Alrighty then, airborne from Bangkok on the Coman C909. Very steep takeoff this thing, as we've got about an hour now in flight across to Vientiane, the capital city of Laos, which is up on the border between Thailand and Laos. I'm not sure if we're going to get much in the way of in-flight service on this flight. It is just a 1 hour flight in coach as well, but you never know. This is Asia after all, and a lot of the time the service over here is much better even in economy, so we'll have to figure that one out in just a minute.
But I must admit I was quite surprised because the cabin crew came around handing out these mystery boxes. Inside of them was a yogurt and a sandwich, which tasted okay, I suppose. Along with that was a tea and coffee service, and of course I was back on the coffee on this flight. In what seemed like no time at all though, we started our approach down into a rather blustery Vientiane airport in Laos. Pulled up right on time into Vientiane International Airport, right next to Laos Airlines' other C909.
I love watching your YouTube channel.
Oh, do you? Thank you. Nice to meet you.
I just hope to meet you one day.
Nice one.
Nice watching
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You live here or you visiting?
I'm from Papua New Guinea.
Oh, wow, yes. I flew Air New Guinea.
I saw Josh.
Yes. Oh, you saw Josh, did you?
Yes.
So with the first official meet-up of the Laos branch of the Papua New Guinean Noel Phillips fan club complete, it was time to get off the plane and head into the terminal. I'd got an e-visa in advance on the website, but you can save yourself $10 by waiting in line and getting one on arrival.
Hello there, how are you? No, yes, that's me, yes, thank you. Oh, thank you.
I'd pre-booked my taxi through the hotel, which cost me $22 each way, but the driver gave me his number, so I was able to get him again for my other trips to the airport for just $7 each way. It's about a 15-minute drive from Vientiane International Airport to downtown Vientiane, where my hotel was located. I was booked in the Doubletree Hotel for this stay, which has only been open for a few months, and it's apparently the fanciest hotel in the whole of Laos.
Hi, good evening. How are you? I'm doing good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. There we go.
Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you still get those here. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks. Okay.
For the Wi-Fi connect is a Hilton Honor. Username, room number, password, your last name.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you. This way. Thank you.
Alrighty, welcome to Laos, country number 124 for me. And this is what 8 million Laotian kip gets you here in Laos. Or roughly about $100 a night. We've got the living room area here. We've got a couch and a coffee table and everything. We've got a bathroom in here. Look at this. We've got a toilet and everything. Come through to the bedroom, which is here. And then we've got this at the side here. Beautiful large bedroom here. A big TV on the wall there. And then another bathroom through here. Oh, look at this place. Look. Isn't this cool? So yeah, 8 million kips for this for 2 nights. We have 2 more Chinese planes to take today, and that's going to take us up to somewhere else here in Laos, and hopefully have a nice little run up to somewhere quite rural and remote on another Chinese plane. This video is brought to you by Surfshark. Now, as you guys know, there is nothing I enjoy more in the world than surfing. I'd even go so far as to say I'm actually pretty good at it.
Well, not this sort of surfing. Obviously, I'm not very good at this. It's far too cold and wet for my liking. I much prefer a different sort of surfing. Surfing the web. I'm really good at that, and I can spend hours at it. You see, thanks to Surfshark, surfing the web is a lot more pleasurable and safer too. Surfshark's a VPN that encrypts all of your data, even when I'm travelling on public airport hotspots and Wi-Fi, on planes, in hotels, you name it. Whenever I'm on public Wi-Fi, my data's safe because I'm encrypted through the Surfshark VPN. You see, a VPN encrypts your data, which means that you're not leaving anything on display for the rest of the world to see. Even when I'm not travelling though, Surfshark comes in handy because I can sit and watch TV as if I'm anywhere else in the world, which is really handy because I live here in the States. Thanks to Surfshark, I can still watch my favourite TV programmes with Susie, like Gogglebox.
Super easy to install. You go on the website, you download it and install it, you sign into your account, and then you can choose whichever country you'd like to connect through. Right now, Surfshark are offering you 4 extra months completely free of charge at surfshark.com/Noel Phillips.
The sun's come up now, it's light out, and I can actually see the beautiful country of Laos outside my window. And I have to say, I did not realise when I came here just how close Vientiane was to Thailand. This is Vientiane, the capital city of Laos. That's the Mekong River over there, and right beyond that, those houses and things that you see over there, well, that's Thailand. I'm literally looking at Thailand from outside my hotel room window. Isn't that crazy? I didn't realise it was that close. But in any case, I'm off to the airport now because I've got 2 really awesome flights to take today. My next 2 flights today are on a Chinese-built turboprop, and it's actually a Chinese knockoff of a Soviet airliner. So we're kind of going for the double bubble with today's flight. Let's go and get checked in.
And so it was time to head back to the airport for my lunchtime flight to the north of Laos. Today's airline was called Laos Skyway Airlines, and I headed to their check-in counter where I soon found out that the concept of queuing wasn't really a thing in Laotian culture. Eventually though, I was able to check in.
Hello.
My plan had been to go up to Bokeo and come back on the same plane, but from her expression, it seemed that was an easier task said than done.
You come back today?
Straight and back, yes.
If you inform the staff
Yes.
over there, check in for you.
Okay, so I can come straight back, yeah?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you.
Do you have any check-in baggage?
No, just this. Thank you very much. All right, thank you.
Please go upstairs.
All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
So I wasn't feeling overly confident about how this would pan out. The next stop though was passport control for a domestic flight. I finally got through to the chaos of the departure lounge though, so headed for a coffee shop where I could sit in a bit of peace and quiet.
Hello, Americano. Coffee?
55.
Thank you.
Only cash.
Oh, only cash. Do you take time?
Yeah.
How about? Yeah.
Consider.
Thank you. For you as well.
Okay.
So I'm starting to worry if I might have bitten off more than I can chew with this, with this whole Chinese airliner thing, because my flight today's up to Bokeo in the north of Laos, and it's on an MA60 with Laos Skyway, but to book it I had to sort of book a round trip and go there and back. The trouble is there's like a 30-minute connection in Bokeo. And I was kind of hoping that because I booked a round-trip ticket that they might be able to just check me in for both flights like I've done before in other countries and then just hop straight back on, or even just stay on the plane or something. It would seem that they don't do that here, so she wasn't able to check me in for the flight back down to Vientiane. I could end up stuck up in Bokeo, which would not be good because I've got another flight out of Laos tonight at like midnight, so that's not necessarily a good thing. Fingers crossed we might be okay. She said she took a picture of my passport and WhatsApped it to somebody, so I presume they may be talking about what they can do to get me on that return flight. Otherwise I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll see when we get up there, I guess. For now, got a coffee. 25 kips for this, so roughly point something % of what my hotel room cost me for the night. 25 kips, I don't know what that is in English, but it's a coffee.
It's caffeine, that's the important thing. So this is the extent of the entire domestic terminal here in the Vientiane International Airport. It's tiny, there's like 2 gates here for every flight that goes out domestically, and there's like a flight every 20 minutes. It's kind of just between flights at the minute, a bit of a lull, so there's a few seats, so I've come and grabbed one, but yeah, this is chaos. Absolute chaos. Fingers crossed we get to board soon. I don't know what the airport up there in Bokeo is going to be like. We'll see when we get up there. There's not a lot to do here while you wait for your flight, but I did have time to contemplate why every man in Laos appears to wear exactly the same pair of glasses. I guess they don't have Specsavers down here. Pretty soon though, there was the rumble of an ancient Soviet Chinese turboprop rolling into the airport, and as I looked out the window, it was an MA-60 to take me on my flight to the north of Laos.
Hello.
Thank you.
Boarding the plane here in Vientiane is actually pretty cool. All the walkways are outside like they are in Honolulu, so you get a great view of the planes as you walk out to them. And here's my ride for the day, this Vientiane MA-60, originally delivered in 2015.
How are you?
Yes, how are you?
Good, thank you. 5D, thank you.
It's pretty strange when you get on board, because initially it's like getting on board a Soviet Antonov 24, but then when you take your seat it's more like a Western-built ATR 72. It's in an all-economy class 2.2 config. Alright then, welcome on board the Vientiane MA-60. This is a Chinese knockoff of a Soviet turboprop plane, the Antonov 24. This is the Chinese version of it. And this one, well, it's only a few years old. The difference between this and the Antonov 24, this is a newer version of the plane, basically. The Antonov's got the old overhead bins, the big round windows. This is actually quite nice. It's like a 737 almost, crossed with an Antonov 24. Pretty decent, and I'm here on the exit row, row 5, and I've got an absolute ton of room. Just look at the room you get here. It's actually fairly comfortable, to be honest, this plane. The seats are pretty nice. They're in like this cream leather. You've got the Ryanair style adverts all the way down the overhead bins on the way down the plane, but the seats themselves are quite nice. A little bit narrow, especially here on the exit row. The legroom's not bad, and even in the regular seats I don't think the legroom is too bad. I have been on one of these before in Nepal, with Nepal Airlines. I'll pop a link up on the screen for that video. Pretty soon though, the pilot stoked up the engines and we got on our way for our flight across Laos. The MA-60 is incredibly noisy and rattly, but it's also incredible fun. We climbed up over the outskirts of Vientiane as we began our flight north to the town of Bokeo. The flight to Bokeo takes about an hour with a cruising altitude of 19,000 feet. Alright then, we are airborne from Vientiane, heading north on the Laos Skyway. So noisy, this thing. This is like an islander metro liner levels of noise, especially when you sit up here by the front. I've no idea if you can even hear me. This is crazy. So rattly as well, you can feel every vibration through the floor and through the seat as well. It's crazy. But incredible fun though. Not much of a view out of the window. The engine takes up most of the view, I have to say. To be honest, on this thing you don't need to look out because you can feel it like in every single bone of your body. That's crazy.
It's time for the Noel Phillips Lou Review.
So here we go then at the Vientiane MA-60 Lao Review. Do you see what I did there? Lao, because it's like Laos. And well, I'll be honest, it's a bit dark, you can't see much, which probably, given the smell in here, is probably a good thing. I dread to think what I would see if it were actually light in here. But I can see there's a metal sink and a plastic toilet, and that's about it really. There's not a lot in here. You don't get no little flowers on the wall, no little fancy toiletries or anything like that. That's it. It's as basic as bathrooms get on planes. It is nicer than the Antonov 24 Lou though, I do have to say that much. It's a moderner version of the Antonov 24 Lou. Anyway, so this is the MA60 Laos review. I love that.
That was the Noel Phillips Lou Review.
We did get a drink service on this flight, which actually surprised me for a 1-hour domestic flight. Alright, then we have started our descent down into Bokeo, which is right in the north of Laos. It's right on the border with Burma, so it's kind of like as far north as you can get from Vientiane, which is down on the border with Thailand. And I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like down there. It's a brand new airport, only opened last year, so there's not much about this place on the interwebs at all. I don't think I'm going to get to see much above it though, because if all goes well, I've got a 30-minute connection to get in and get back out to this plane again. Who knows if that's going to happen or not. Alternatively, I might have an awful lot of time to explore that airport until whenever the next flight is, which I don't know at this moment in time. I think Laos Skyway, well, they only fly 3 times a week or so up there, so who knows, we'll have to see. But in any case, I wouldn't have too long to find out, because we started our approach and landing down into Bokeo International Airport. The airport looked quite fancy, but it did look like I wasn't the only one eager to get off this plane, since most of the plane stood up as we were still on the runway. We pulled up on our parking stand and I got my running shoes on, ready to leg it through the airport to get back on board.
Thank you. See you in a minute. See you soon. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. I go back to Vientiane? Go back in and then back out, yeah? Yeah. Okay, alright, thank you.
That wasn't good news. I was hoping I'd be able to be escorted straight back to the plane, but it seemed I'd have to go all the way through to landside and then back out again.
I go back to Vientiane, so do I need to come in and go back?
Or you can take a back and go to the counter check-in.
Okay, the check-in's through there. Okay, thank you.
The prospect of having to check in again made me quite nervous, but as I walked through into the check-in hall, there was some good news.
Oh, thank you. You have me already. Thank you.
Okay, go this way.
Okay, perfect. All right. Thanks for back through here. Thank you. Okay, gate number 3. All right, thank you.
All I had to do now was get through security, surely. I thought I'd got a clean run now right back onto the plane, but that was until... Yep, I had to go back through passport control again, but the issue here was that the list of passengers had already been taken through to the departure gate. At this point, the passport guy took my passports and did a runner to go and find the list. With the minutes ticking down to the only flight of the day leaving, I was left waiting here with no passport and no boarding pass either. A whole 10 minutes passed before mercifully the passport guy returned and I was free to go on my way. The only question now, was the plane still here?
Are you tired?
Yeah, long run. Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah, not helping, mate.
Oh, I didn't think I was going to make that. But I think we're in luck.
Thankfully, the plane was still there, and although I was the last passenger, I'd made it back on board for the only flight of the day down to Vientiane.
Hello again. Thank you. Oh, I genuinely didn't think I was going to make that for a minute. I kind of had hopes and aspirations, and then very closely came to having them dashed, and then in the end I made it. Whew. Thank goodness for that. It's a nice airport. I just wish I'd have had more time to see more of it. Let's get back to Vientiane.
This flight had me sitting 2 rows back, which was a perfect position to see the state of the tyres.
minutes early as well. So I mean, that is, not only did we have a tight connection, but this plane actually took off 10 minutes early. Crazy, we should have only just been leaving now, but we're not. We're on our way back down to Vientiane. That was tight. That's what she said. We've got about an hour's run now back down to Vientiane. Might need a kip on this flight. Not a Laotian kip, of course, but a sleep. Northern talk. But in any case, yeah, we're heading back down to Vientiane now. I'm knackered. Let's get back down there. It doesn't change though just how fun the MA60 is to fly. A very, very cool little plane this. I love them. Absolutely love them. Not quite loving them as much as the Antonov 24. Antonov 24s are still incredibly cool. This is kind of like the plastic version of the Antonov 24 almost, I would say. Just like the C909 Golden Phoenix Knights, ARJ 21700, whatever the flip it's called. Just like that's the plastic knockoff version of a DC-9. This is kind of a plastic knockoff version of an Antonov 24, but you know what, it's still got an Antonov 24 in its roots. It's still a pretty cool plane.
And all too soon the wheels came down again, the flaps started extending, and we began our approach down into Vientiane International Airport. Honestly, my flights across Laos were absolutely awesome and so much fun. Yes, I know flying on these types of planes isn't for everyone, and I know some people get freaked out at the prospect of flying on old planes like this, but for me, as an av geek, there is absolutely nothing cooler than climbing on board a rattly old plane like this and flying across the jungles and the mountains of Laos. My 3 flights on these planes cost me the grand total of $140 US. It was $100 for the flight across to Vientiane and then $20 each way, backwards and forwards to Bokeo. And honestly, when flying is this cheap, well, it'd be rude not to.
Thank you very much. See you. Bye-bye.
I do love though how in Vientiane you can just wander across the entire airport apron on your way to the terminal.
Oh, right then, welcome back to my hotel in Vientiane. What a cool little run that was up to Bokeo on the MA60. And of course this morning's flight as well on the Comac C909. It's been a full day of Chinese fun today, but I think I've had enough fun for today because I'm knackered. I'm going to get a bite to eat, maybe a Lao beer, because there's some in the fridge, and get some rest because tomorrow I am off somewhere even cooler. Thank you again so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.